Hello, DDO Cast fans. Just gonna be hanging out on Romania, going through the Epic Destinies for Update 51. This is the second preview. Just figured I'd hop on here and kind of go through some of the stuff, because some people might want to get it a little earlier. This is the content creator preview. It'll be open for everyone tomorrow, so not a whole lot of time to wait for that. But I thought I'd kind of go through some of the trees and look at what's new and kind of give some first takes thoughts on it. And we'll be talking about this over the next couple weeks, and we should be having a show this weekend as well to talk about some of the stuff. Well, but I'm gonna go kind of through stuff in a little bit finer of detail and go kind of line by line, just kind of look at stuff. All right, Draconic Incarnation. Draconic Bloodline. Select a bloodline. Oh, fun. So black, you gain the magical training feat. This gain a magical training feat could be useful for some things that require a magical training feat. Like I don't know, that what what's it called? Fey Illusionist. The Illusionist one, Fey Dark Illusionist. Requires magical training feat. Yeah, so kind of fun. Let's see. Black. For each core ability, you get +1 spell DCs. That's the same as this thing. 50 spell points, +5 spell power associated with the chosen element, and +5 universal spell power. Is it gonna tell me the same thing each time? It is. So black is acid, blue is electric, green is poison. So shocking, red is fire. Shadow is with negative. Blind with Shadow Dragon, that's fun. And cold for white. Makes sense. Draconic Heritage. -5% spell point cost on all spells. Your spells no longer need material components, as if you had the eschew materials feat. Cool. I like that. I mean, components are cheap, but also nice not to deal with the hassle. Elemental Blood. -5 spell point cost on all spells, so -10%. Cool. Casting spells that align with your Draconic Bloodline now trigger a 15% chance to grant yourself 10 temporary hit points per character level. Lasts for 10 seconds. Can only trigger once per 10 seconds. I like this so far. Perception. +6 spot, search, and reflex saving throws. I mean, okay, that can be helpful, but you can't twist things anymore, so I don't know that we need to have... this is going to be a caster tree. Spot, search, and reflex... I mean, reflex saving throw, sure, but... spot and search? Not super impressed by that. Dragon Hide. +6 armor class and fortitude save. You no longer fail fortitude saves automatically by rolling a natural 1. Again, we can't twist these things. You'd have to spend a whole tree. I'm not sure I like that in this tree. Mantle. Spells of the chosen elemental of your dragon heritage have a 25% chance to deal 1d6 +6 bonus damage per caster level of that type. Has a cooldown of 10 seconds. I like it. Dragon Scales. +3 PR and MRR. Again, +3 is not that cool. I think it's two things, I guess, but... Arcane Studies. +6 concentration and spellcraft. +3 UMD. +5 spell power for your Draconic heritage. And +5 universal spell power. Double the implement bonus of quarterstaffs you wield. Again, with quarterstaffs, somewhere else. I don't use quarterstaffs! Sure. Speed of Magics. 30% enhancement bonus to movement speed. You gain the mobile spellcasting feat. Unexpectedly cool. Dragon Breath. Oh, that's kind of low. It should be bludgeoning. That would include hand reps. For the implement bonus? Sure. Let's see. Oh, this is an epic strike. Nomenclature we're seeing a lot. Spot. Delvin Nest says spot and search could have been UMD and intimidate. They could have. there are some caster tanks. I think UMD and Intimidate would be more useful. I'm still not sold on... I mean, I guess this tree already has Concentration and Spellcraft. It also has UMD, by the way. So, probably need to be something other than UMD. Intimidate, sure. There are caster tanks. So I think I like that, but... let's see. Dragon Breath. 1d6 plus 10 per character level. Let's see. Acid. This is going to be the same, isn't it? 6, 10. Poison. Yeah, so it's all the same amount of damage. But hey, it's... it has it goes up to tier 3. So what does that go up to? Okay, so the cooldown goes from 20 seconds to 18 to 15. It's not more damage, just less cooldown. Boy, I wish I could remember what the cooldown was on live off the top of my head. Seems faster, though. You may now cast spells while raging. Cool. +3 Draconic Presence, +3 breath weapon DCs, and immunity to fear. What's the breath weapon DC? Is not listed. Interesting. It's probably 20 plus stat plus some bonus. +3 spell penetration. Daunting Roar. Breath weapons have a, including the epic one, have a 25% chance to paralyze enemies caught within them. With fear for 6 seconds with no save. Can only affect each monster once. Once they've been feared successfully, successive attempts will fail. Enemies that are immune to fear will be immune to that. Scales of the Dragon. Activate this to charge yourself with Scales of the Dragon temporarily. This has 2 components. Firstly, it absorbs 15 points of damage per character level in a Blade of Protection. Secondly, it shields you from 50% of the elemental damage of your dragon type. That shield will persist even if the Blade of Protection is depleted. 2 questions. 1. Why is this ability using verbiage that is never used? 2 components, firstly and secondly? I mean, fine, like, I don't care, but it's kind of weird. Second question, how long does the elemental damage shield last? How long does the ability last? Cooldown is 30 seconds. Doesn't tell me how long it lasts. That does mean that if you gotta invest in the tree to get the shield, and you don't get to pick. It's linked to your dragon type, so it's not independent, which is less cool. Arcane spell sword. Okay, fun. Spend some more points. So Arcane Archer, 1 dice with elemental Archer's elemental or force arrows toggle. 1 dice with Eldritch Knight, and 1 dice with Vile Chemist poison coating toggle. I'm guessing it's just gonna go up to +3. Looks like it does for at least the Arcane Archers. I'm gonna assume that the rest does. I don't have to reset it. Draconic Focus. Okay, so choose Conjuration, Evocation, Necromancy, and Transmutation. Cool. How come the one in Primal Avatar you get all of them, but this one you only get 1? Improved meta magic. Alright, so we've seen this before. Epic improved power, improved maximize or quicken. I'm guessing those are anti-requisites with each other. Let's see. Mantle, Energy Vortex. On casting Dragon Breath, causes elemental energies to swirl around you, dealing 1d6 damage per cast level of your Draconic Heritage every 3 seconds. Okay, so the Energy Vortex right now gets combined with the Dragon Breath. It's lower in the tree. And since it goes off to Dragon Breath, you will be casting it more often and 1 less click. I'm okay with that. I mean, heck, if I'm going to cast them both at once, I mean, that seems like a win. They're both doing damage, so sure, why not? Zaf, what will be the best for DCs then? Depends on what you're doing. Right? So Alchemist is Conjuration for the damage, Transmutation for kind of the DC stuff, Crowd Control, instant kill. Necromancy, right, it has some. Evocation is typically Sorcerer and Wizard spell damage. Also, I think like the Warlock Tentacles, I think is Evocation. So it's just gonna depend on what schools you're using. Which tree? I don't know yet. That's my answer. I don't know which tree is gonna be better for what stuff. We are also still missing. We don't have Fate Singer, Exalted Angel. What was the other one? We don't have Magus of the Eclipse. So that's going to be harder to answer. Let's see. Benton, you haven't read release notes. Did they get rid of Magister? Yes. That was like in the first preview we knew that Magisters are done. Not going to see Magisters anymore. It's gone. Bye-bye. It's being replaced by Magus. And we did, when I did the Ask the Devs about the preview, we actually talked about why Magister is going away. The basic, like the short version of that is Magister its niche was DCs, like be the best DC caster. But they're taking those bonuses and basically putting them in all of the caster trees. In the cores, you get DCs. All of the trees have DC options. So it's going to be... Magister just didn't have a place anymore because all the trees were going to be getting what basically Magister was doing. By design, they wanted DC casting to be more flexible, not be stuck in the one tree. As far as what DCs to use, it seems like most of these have options. I'm not sure why the Primal Avatar one gets all of them together. And the other ones that I've looked at so far are you get to pick between them. But you get to pick. Let's see, question. Moonfei wants to know if there's an energy burst. I haven't finished the tree yet. There might be. And there's another question from Delvanest. Will energy vortex be pinned to cast on spot or stuck to an enemy? I believe it will be stuck to you. Let's read it again. The elemental energies will swirl around you. Which is what it is on live right now. It swirls around you, and then that works that way. So if you are looking for that, that's how that's going to work. Let's see. Elemental inevitability, fire. Conjure your Draconic element to curse a single enemy with damage over time. Deals 1d6 plus 3 damage per character level every 3 seconds for 12 seconds. Can stack 5 times. Okay, so another dot. I assume that this is actually going to be based on whatever your heritage element is, so you can pick whichever one. I'm still not super huge on these damage over time things, but they don't always tend to do more damage, but sure. Coalescence. You bypass the first 10 points of damage reduction with your spells, and you get 10 spell power, your Draconic Heritage element, and 10 universal spell power. Pull from the Wellspring. Wellspring of Power's duration is doubled. When you activate it, you gain plus 10 temporary spell points per character level that lasts for the full double duration. I like it. Cool. Hellstorm, plus 15 spell power of your element, plus 15 universal spell power. Hellball is added to your spellbook at level 8, assuming you can cast level 8 spells. I mean, it's kind of disappointing that you can't get Hellball on like an Alchemist or a Bard or something, but we not have the tech to just give those classes a level 8 spell that's only Hellball? Come on. Rune Intensify. Your Rune and Greater Rune now apply a secondary burst of damage based on your Draconic bloodline. Scales with the appropriate spell power. Dragon form. Here's your epic moment. Hey devs, just while we're here on this epic moment, can we get all the epic moments maybe in the same spot in the tree, as opposed to like being in one random spot across the top, like the top right or the center or something like that? I'd pick center, but that's just me. So let's see. This activates this ability to take on the aspect of your Draconic bloodline. Intensifies over the course of 30 seconds, with successive tiers adding to the previous ones. You become immune to elemental damage of your Draconic bloodline for the duration. So 5 seconds. Does that mean you don't get anything for the first 5 seconds, or for the first 5 seconds, or initial activation, you become immune to elemental damage of your bloodline. Okay. At 5 seconds, you gain DR 100, and your hit points begin to regenerate at a faster rate for the duration. 10 seconds, your spells gain a 50% cost reduction for the duration. 15 seconds, your Dragon Breath, Epic Strike, and Energy Vortex now deal double damage for the duration. 20 seconds, a pulse of elemental damage erupts from you, knocking down enemies in a large area for 12 seconds with no save, dealing 1d6 plus 6 elemental damage per character level. Yeah, okay. I like that better than the current epic moment. So I think it's a win. Spread your wings. Hey, here's the jet. Interesting that it doesn't do damage anymore. Cause it does that on live. It's also 2 points. Come on, 2 points really? 1 point would be fine. And spell +3 spell DCs. So the answer to the question: no energy burst. It appears so. I do not see energy burst in here. How do I feel about that? Mixed. On one hand, when I'm doing Reapers and like Legendary Reapers, the energy burst tends to be more of a liability because it tends to be a great way to put myself in harm's way and get myself killed. But does some damage. You can use the Dragon Breath more frequently, and the Dragon Breath will automatically trigger the Energy Vortex. Doesn't say how long the Energy Vortex is. There is, though... So here's the thing. You lose the burst. And I think that's going to scare a lot of people. You do get this Attune of the Arcane, which means your spells of the right element have a 25% chance to deal extra damage. 1d6 plus 6 damage per caster level of that type. Which I believe is... Oh, I don't remember how much damage the Energy Burst does, but I want to say it's 1d6 per caster level. So instead of having an active ability that you can use, I think it's every 30 seconds, you have a 25% chance to do that. It's going to be to a whatever you hit with it. Push? Maybe? Feels like a push to me. There are wiser people when it comes to casters that might have a difference of opinions on that, but it feels kind of pushy. By which I mean it feels like you kind of get back what you lose. Not entirely positive on that, but that's kind of my hot take there. Yeah, Moon, it does. You do lose control over the tempo of your damage output, but you don't have to get close to use it either. So mileage, I think mileage would also vary here depending on what kind of spells you're casting. Like if you're casting, one of the Shadow Dragon is necromancy spells. But if you're casting, so if you're like doing DC necromancy casting and you're using energy burst as a damage piece of what you were building, then I think you're gonna get a lot less out of that out of this the mantle as a bursting thing. So that's kind of hard to figure. Yeah. What's the Draconic Destiny Mantle? This one it does 20. This is the 25% chance to deal 1d6 plus 6 damage per caster level. It is a It would be a toggle, yeah. I can pop it on myself. Hey, here's a fun question. Where do I pull these things from my bar? Arcane. Okay, so they're in your enhancement section. So it's a toggle. You can only have one mantle at a time. Does it show up on my bar somewhere? Yeah. Okay. It needs needs a new ability. Yeah, it's a toggle, and you only can have one mantle toggled at a time. You never see either of these. These values are placeholders, like a change. Cool. Okay, so that's Draconic Incarnation. Well, thanks for hanging out tonight. Hopefully, this was helpful for folks. I'll probably have some videos up on DDOcast on YouTube over the next couple of days, just to kind of go through the various reviews and stuff and whatnot. Check us out at DDOcast.com for our weekly news and discussion podcast show. And also check out we play other games and do some tabletop D&D and that kind of fun stuff as well. You can find me on Twitter at DDOcast as well. Thanks for watching.